Ladies and gentlemen, Doc and Prof here. So I do a live reaction video. The NBA season is officially closed. I am
Yeah,
pretty hyped about everything that went down. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean it's not crazy because we just said this yesterday,
Yes. Yes, we
literally. And I had physical therapy today, and one of the physical therapists asked me, "So what you got tonight, Doc?" He didn't say Doc, of course, but I'm going to just say
he
Doc.
said Doc.
And I said, I hate to say this, but the Warriors are going to fall in Oracle, and it's going to be a sad day in LA, even sadder than the lake full of magical tears.
Yes. Yes.
Now it's a lake. A lake full of warrior tears.
Warrior tears. Oh no.
So all of the fake warrior fans can go back to their respective domains.
Yes. It sounds like we actually have someone else just joined on. Hello, how are you doing? Can you hear us? I think his phone just froze. Can you hear us? Yeah, it shows that the internet's unstable.
It happens to the best of us. But I mean, ultimately, the game was good. I think we saw exactly kind of what I was talking about yesterday on Debate Amongst Friends, which of course comes out every Wednesday
Every
live
Wednesday
on
evening.
YouTube.
Yes.
But I mean, the one thing I kept mentioning, and I mentioned this to someone else who asked me about it earlier, is that, the Warriors didn't have that blowout game. They struggled mightily against the Raptors.
Yes.
Um, and once Clay went down, I think that kind of, that was the final straw that broke the camel's back. And I hope, as we talked about yesterday, that this
Hmm.
doesn't put that asterisk on that we talked about yesterday. Number one with KD, now number two, Clay.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I don't want that. It's like you said yesterday, whoever wins the championship earned and deserved it. And ultimately, as my text message to you suggested, it was clear that no matter what, Steph was going to strut and he was going to force a three at the end.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, sir.
And it didn't even make any sense. It didn't have to be like that. But I mean, you live by the three,
You
you
die
die by
by the
the three.
three. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Look like we got Shadow on the line. Trying to see if we can get him on.
Anything?
Uh, it looks like it's coming through. Let's see.
Absolutely amazing, though. Amazing finish. I mean, this is the finish that we've all been kind of wanting,
We've been
exciting.
we've been hoping, anticipating for this for such a long time.
I mean, the only thing you can do is hope for a last shot finish, and
Yes.
that's exactly what we got. So I'm pretty excited about it. I know the Warrior fans out there.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
uh, I think I hear something.
I do too. Shadow, are you on? Let's see.
I hear something.
Yeah, I can hear him as well.
It sounds like he's.
Representing. Yeah, we can hear him actually watching the TV right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. You can hear that too, correct?
I can.
Sweet. Now it's a matter
Uh,
of getting.
but I don't know if he knows that he can speak, though. I'm not sure.
I have no clue if he knows that.
Can you or is he just rubbing it in for the Warrior fans out there?
He might actually. He might. That actually would be pretty hilarious, actually.
It's good. But let's continue, I guess.
Yes.
Let's mute him for now if we can. Can we do that?
Yes, we can.
Congratulations.
And then we'll go back to him in a few seconds.
Canada. It was invented by a Canadian. Right. The first NBA game was in Toronto, and now.
There we go.
There we go. Right. We'll just come back to him in a few seconds. But it's crazy to think that I was sitting there, we're watching the game. I'm giving my takes, you're giving yours, and the free throws that were missed were huge.
Yes, I will agree with that.
The free throws are huge. The second chance points were huge. Yes. Ultimately, it came down though to Steph Curry. And it was a okay shot. It was a shot that he makes usually.
Definitely make.
It just so happens that it didn't go in this time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a lot of blunders that was going on, and we're gonna bring Shadow in here because I think we finally got the audio fixed up, and unfortunately, someone's about to get fired tomorrow, but that's besides the point. But let's give credit where credit is due, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give credit to the Toronto Raptors, who managed to persevere. They clawed, they fought. And now they're holding up the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I mean, it's quite a sight to see. I was pretty excited about this.
Absolutely. I think, I always want a new champ every year. I know I jokingly say that I want the Rockets to win. Of course, they would be a new champ. But, I mean, it's always good to see a different champ. And,
absolutely. Well, and it's even better, too, if it's a franchise that is getting their very, very first championship. And
right.
One thing I want to say, too, that, before, of course, all the trolls come out there is no way people can say that the Raptors cheated to win the championship. There's no possible way.
No, don't get me wrong. The referees were kind of, doing their own thing today. They were doing their own thing. They were definitely doing their own thing. But I just really believe that you can't take anything away from the Raptors. Yes. I still think even without Clay and KD, the Warriors are still a great team. I think people forget how great Iguodala was as a 76er.
Yep.
Him taking this role, this six-man role, a la, kind of Manu Ginobili-esque.
Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, taking this six-man role and playing with the second unit. I think people forget how great he really was.
I will agree
but I honestly, I think we may have gotten a first-hand look at the future of the team potentially, and of course we'll get to that next week or the week after next. But I mean, even without Clay and KD, if this is the future that we're going to see, the Warriors are still a great team.
They really are. They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, people are over here talking about the decline of the franchise, the end of the giant. I mean, Ninja Plez. Ninja Plez. Okay, I think we got the audio fixed. If you want to try to bring in Shadow now.
Well, I mean, it wasn't anything wrong with the audio. I don't know if he couldn't hear us or anything.
Yeah, Shadow, are you there?
How did that shape who this team became? Well, I think it made us pretty
Shadow, are you there?
Right, I think it's.
He can hear because it shows that we're talking. It's just he's not answering the call.
Again, and he might not realize that he can speak, or he might not want to speak.
I mean, sometimes silent is golden when it's silent, right?
This is true, but that might have went over a lot of people's heads.
I see what you did there.
But I mean, ultimately, it was a great game.
Yes.
We got to see. You can
Yeah,
you can turn that radio.
yeah. I'll probably
Yeah,
be just kicking him.
yeah. No, I don't know if you have to. I don't know. I don't know if you want to. I don't know. You do you. You and Scott, and I
Hey,
get
like
it.
I said,
I
let's
get
talk
it.
about the game. If he doesn't, we sent him a message in the chat, and if he replies back, then we'll put him back in. If not, then we'll kick him out the chat. It's totally fine. So let's continue talking.
Gotcha. But ultimately, that's the ball game. The series is over. We said it yesterday. I mean, there's really nothing much to really say.
I mean,
I'll
I, I just
finally
I just
give
want to
Kyle
say,
Lowry his due.
Prof got reads. That's all I gotta say there. That's all I gotta say there.
Well, I mean, there's not so much about Prof having reads because I mean, we both kind of said it together.
Well, I meant in my pre-final prediction, I said 6.
I don't remember what I said. I just knew that
Yes.
the Raptors are going to somehow win it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 6, I was hoping 5, of course, but
I think
I mean,
everyone,
we can.
well, and we jokingly said, well, maybe they could actually win it in 5 before Game 5 happened, but of course the
Mhm.
scenario happened. The scenario occurred with the KD injury, and of course, I literally just completely changed my mind. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna end up winning this game now. Like, you just poked the bear
Yeah.
by everyone just cheering around. And we talked about this on Wednesday as well too. And hopefully, everyone had a chance to listen to last week's episode. This past week's episode, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
yesterday I think that was a good opportunity because you actually gave some additional food for thought and
Absolutely.
stating that, the play was still going on and that people could have been cheering for the actual play, not so much him going down. So,
Yes.
kudos definitely to you for actually putting that out there because I thought that was pretty
And,
awesome.
and and that's more because no one was talking about that avenue.
Hmm.
Wow. So Jay Adande just tweeted, before these playoffs, did you consider Kawhi Leonard a lock for the Hall of Fame? Like, it's questions like those that grinds my gear.
He's still in his 20s, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh my God! Like, why would we
Exactly.
even be talking about that yet? Come on, Jay. I mean, you should call him out right now.
Like, I'm just sitting there like,
Did,
why would you, like, we literally we
I
literally
don't even. I don't even think it's about him winning or not winning a championship. 20 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago. I think it's just the fact that number one, he's like in the beginning of his prime years, and he has a great body of work already.
hmm
But I mean, we're talking as if he's gonna retire after this season. Like that. I don't even understand why we're even talking about the Hall of Fame right now. But ultimately, yes, Jay Adondi, we did think that he could potentially be a Hall of Famer.
yeah. Yeah.
um, it's kind of weird. That's a weird one. He made it
Wow.
weird.
I'm loving the tweets though. Golden State Warriors let get this three-peat. Patrick McCaw. Okay.
Well,
Because Patrick McCaw won the championship and he played for the Warriors last year. The irony of it all.
McCall is on the Raptors.
Yes, he
He
is.
is on the
Yes,
Raptors.
he is.
Well,
Board man get rings.
well, you know something? That's low because
No, this is low. It
McCall.
took half the city to go down with injuries, but Gratz Raptors nonetheless.
Wow.
Yeah, like that is part of this whole narrative, and I know people are gonna use that. And I was asking people this around Game 3. Actually, I said, if the Raptors end up winning this, will you try to put an asterisk next to this win? Because that'll be the very first thing people are gonna say. Well, such and such got injured, and that's about it.
I'm I'm not buying that. It's just, I mean, I hold on to Chris Paul going down last year, and I put an asterisk on them last year.
Yep.
So I guess if people want to crown this an asterisk, they can crown it. But
Oh,
I mean, the
this
one,
pissant. Go ahead, sir. Finish it, though. I'll let you know what this pissant just
oh
tweeted.
God.
Oh my
So
gosh.
the one thing that I'll say is that a win is a win. I mean, you take it however you can get it. They can't
Yeah.
control people going down for injury.
Nope.
It could have happened to anybody. So, I mean, that's just how it goes. I mean, last year the Rockets couldn't control Chris Paul going down. This year the Warriors couldn't control KD and Clay going down. Ultimately, they still have a great roster. You have to make adjustments. It just so happens that, I mean, Clay put up 30 points. I mean, 30 points.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like that 30 points still made a huge difference,
Yes.
keeping them in the game, keeping them with the lead for the most part. So, I mean, you can't really put an asterisk on it because Clay played really, almost 3/4 of a game, and he really put in a lot of work.
He did.
And
He
not
really did.
and not for nothing, Sean Livingston and Quinn Cook
Quinn Cook.
makes
I mean,
made
of
some
course, you talk
great
about Iguodala.
yeah, make some great plays. Iguodala made some great big shots, big threes, big jumpers, some good defensive plays.
Oh, the
Eh,
memes, the laughing memes. Are you serious?
See, you're looking at that stuff. I'm not even looking at those things because you know
Like,
what? You know what the final truth is? You know what the final truth is? The Raptors
they
have a title.
exactly like. I feel like it's just people either feeling salty, and I'm not saying, wow, someone had a sign. Wait, someone had a sign that says DeMar DeRozan died for this.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, let me tell you what this pissant Skip Bayless just tweeted.
The guy
He
who always talks about
tweeted.
number two.
He tweeted, Embiid was sick and hurt, which made possible number 2 making the luckiest shot in playoff history. Then KD went from injured calf to ruptured Achilles. Then Klay Thompson, having maybe the game of his life, hurt his knee. How lucky was number 2?
I mean, number two beat LeBron, didn't he?
Number 2 beat LeBron!
Number two beat the Warriors. I mean, I don't really know. I, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go and find that and just put an emoji. You said this is
It's
Skip.
Skip! Like, I really
Skip.
hope Shannon give him the business. Like, I would
I'm just gonna
watch
I'm just gonna
that
put
show.
uh
I would watch that show.
oops.
Like, are you serious?
I'm gonna add debate amongst friends too.
Yes! Give him the business. The responses are
I'm
great,
not.
though. Say my name. Say his name, old man. How many times we got to show you, old man? Excuses. File that under excuses. You're lucky to be employed. AT&T, I need my husband's service deactivated now. Kawhi Meal River. Thank you, Internet. They put a picture of Shannon Sharp drinking his Hennessy, but they replaced his head with Kawhi.
Wow.
A
I
Michael
mean, I don't
Jordan
really.
stop it meme. A tweet from Kawhi Leonard from back in May of this year that says, "Bedtime, old man." You
Right.
big mad, and it's a picture of Jamal McGlure with the cup.
Wow.
You knew that was gonna turn into a meme.
It's terrible. Yeah. I mean, there weren't any dirty plays or anything like that. That's why I
No.
don't really. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Well, shout out to the NBA for putting on another quality season. You know, the draft is next week. Again, congrats to the Toronto Raptors, and hopefully, they don't tear up, all of Canada. As Kawhi said, he doesn't know what it's going to do for the city. You would have to ask some fan. I'm sure, they're excited.
Yes.
But he did it. He did it. He won it. They had a good team. Kyle Lowry, Mark, Peja Stojakovic,
Hmm.
himself. He has the closest Peja shot, that I've ever seen.
I will agree.
Um, Mark Peja Stojakovic Gasol. Siakam had a good series. I mean, not some.
I
Yeah, he had
mean,
a
how many people
okay.
just got their first ring? You know, Mark got his first ring.
Everybody. I think it's
Ibaka, who
everybody
you
except
mentioned,
for
got his
two people
first
we mentioned.
before James Harden and
Yeah.
Westbrook.
That's why I said
Harden was gonna get a ring before Westbrook anyway. Like, let's just call the spade a
I
spade.
agreed. I
Yeah,
don't know
Kawhi
what's gonna
got
happen,
the
but
last laugh. See, now that is poetic.
I hope we get to hear it too. I hope we get to hear that last one
Like
because I'm sure it's gonna.
that right there, that's poetic.
I think you're taking the laughing thing way too serious.
I feel like people took the laughing thing way too serious.
It was hilarious.
Yes, it was. But just like with everything else, people like to keep grinding it to the ground. That's the
No,
only
you
thing I have
grind
a
that one.
problem with. Like, they just grind
Let me
it
say.
to the ground. And I don't mean
Let
Gotti
me,
grinding, bro.
let me ask you: when you have a pepper grinder, do you throw it away before you finish grinding up all the pepper, or do you grind that thing until the pepper's finished?
Not if pieces of it are broken.
Of course. Well, if pieces are broken, I mean, you just grind. You have to grind all the pieces no matter what. If they're
I know
broken,
what you're saying.
that's just less grinding.
I know what you're saying,
Um,
bro.
it's
I know.
it's
You know I'm
hilarious.
trolling you. You know I'm trolling you.
And that's why I had to troll back. Is I mean, you got to troll hard, live free, and troll
I
hard.
know.
And because listen, I mean, it's hilarious. I think I watched it last week just so I can hear it again.
I know you did. You would
I'm
too.
saying, because it's so great. Like they purposely put the thumbnail for his post game interview last week with a picture of him smiling,
Yep.
just so that people can click it to even think that he might laugh again.
Yep.
I mean, come on, it's
No,
you
but like
know.
I said, it is funny.
Now I will say this: somebody probably will tomorrow if it hasn't gone out there. Hey, we're gonna Warriors say they're gonna win another championship. Cue Kawhi's laugh. Now that would be poetic
You're gonna have to explain to me how that's gonna be poetic.
because it's gonna be so funny.
Because I'm not seeing how it's poetic. Oh no, not you two. Oh
Oh
no.
God, that's so funny.
No,
Uh,
Doc, no.
but I mean, there's really nothing more really to say. We got an opportunity to witness, a great Toronto team, a
Absolutely.
team that honestly, I don't see them winning it back to back or anything like that.
No, no, no.
Obviously,
This is
yeah,
like the Mavericks back in 2011.
yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. I don't know what's going to happen, and we're not going to speculate on anything. But I don't see this being a back-to-back kind of team. Obviously, you got Marcus Gasol. I think he's getting older. You got a lot of guys on the team. Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
He's making a lot of money. Siakam, I think, is one more year, and then he has to get paid. I think after next season. So you got a lot of questions, a lot of things. People have to, start looking into. But ultimately, even just now, the Wizards apparently are going to be going after the general manager of the Raptors or the assistant general manager or whoever. So
Yep.
I mean, I feel like, you know, let's see what happens. within the next couple of weeks.
Which
But
is why
I
I'm
mean,
telling people just relax.
well, I think people like myself. I mean, I really enjoyed the off season, and then, like I said,
Yes.
I'm a Rockets fan, so I am in the
But
off
like
season.
now we can talk
I'm
about
not
the
going to
off season.
respect. I'm not. I didn't really care too much about the Warriors and the Raptors because it's not the Warriors and the Rockets or the Rockets and Raptors, which I think Rockets versus Raptors would have been a way better series and probably would have went to seven.
Wow, Skip Bayless is really being salty. He
Man,
is.
I don't even know what
He literally wrote, "I still can't figure out how number two won his first Finals MVP. He wasn't the Spurs' leading scorer in that Finals. Tony Parker was number two, and Tony Parker was number two was the third leading rebounder. Duncan averaged 15. Like,
Well, I had already told you, that some people in the media only say things to get people riled up, and clearly
that's
he's doing his job. He's doing the job because people are responding to it. People are going to his Twitter, and he's dropping they're dropping little advertisements, and his Twitter. He's getting paid for this. He's getting paid to be the
yeah.
antagonist, and people are falling into this trap.
I'm just laughing so hard.
But he's getting paid at the expense
Remember
of
when
your
the Bucks
laughing.
were 2-0 on Toronto and we prepared for the Bucks versus Warriors? Man, they're crazy. Man, the league crazy.
I don't think me and you never thought that though.
No, we did not.
Yeah, I didn't buy that.
I'm like,
I didn't think
it's
Kawhi
literally
was going
just
to
two
let that
games.
happen.
Like, it's 7 games, ladies and gentlemen. Like that's what we kept saying for every single series. It's always 7 games.
And
Anything can happen.
I think I had said if Kawhi was hurt, then sure I could
Yes.
see the Bucks winning. But Kawhi clearly was in pain. But as he said, he's like you're kind of always in pain as a professional athlete, and you just kind of manage to get your treatment and keep going with it. But again, all credit due to the Raptors. I mean, I don't know, you know, what else there is to say. I'm not going to sit here and give people an arsenal or any ammunition for them to create an asterisk if they don't have one.
Yep.
I mean, the bottom line is Mama's gone.
Mm-hmm.
The Raptors played with heart,
Gotta
and
play with heart.
yeah, they went out there and gave 120%.
They came out there, gave it 110%. Lived out there. Diablos, number one.
Yeah, yeah. They went out there and did everything they were supposed to do.
Yep.
Congrats to Nick Nurse, who I'm sure people were scoffing at the hire in the off season. And again, even with him, who has the last laugh. Hopefully he doesn't get burned, with the LeBron effect, I guess. Because, Kawhi potentially leaving could have him in a peculiar position. But that's neither here nor there. So, I mean, the NBA season has come to an end.
Yes. I'm so happy it's at an end so we can finally start talking about free agency because I really
Hey, what's this right here? Okay, it says right here, KD to miss all of next season.
yes, that's what they're saying.
Oh, God.
That's what they're
That's
saying.
huge. Wow.
So, of course, and now we can start talking about this. But hopefully, everyone get a chance to tune in to next Wednesday's debate amongst friends. Wow,
Absolutely.
actually, would next week be our final one?
No, we said we were going to go
Oh, to the
following
26th because we're gonna do
because of
draft coverage.
the draft recap, I guess it would be, unless you know, unless we go live on Thursday, which I don't think we're gonna do. We'll probably come back that following Wednesday, wrap it all up with a bang, and go from there.
Absolutely.
But any other thoughts? Anything else you want to make sure that people know out there? I mean, any other synopsis or, you know, anything else you want to talk about with this series? I mean, it's over, bro.
Absolutely. So I want to give a big shout out to Fred Van Vliet because I've been nothing but high on him, and he showed up tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah,
He
he did.
showed, without his contribution, like, let's be honest, I don't think they would have been in this moment. Because he hit some really clutch shots in the third quarter. Even in the
Fred,
fourth quarter, actually.
absolutely. Fred Peoples Van Fleet.
I'm
What an
just saying.
amazing player. I mean, Peoples himself. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't tune into the show yesterday, he does remind
Wow.
me
Okay,
of
we're
Jeffrey
cutting up the
Wright
stream right now. We're cutting up the stream
from
right
Shaq.
now.
Fred Peoples Van Fleet, you know, really helped him contribute with stellar defense. Not alone good shots, but stellar defense.
Absolutely. You know, people would say that he kind of shut Curry down. I know some people would say that. Not a lot of people would agree with that terminology. Of course, I don't have the
Yeah, I
advanced
mean,
analytics to show, you know, how many points Steph scored when Fred Vliet was defending him, but I'm pretty sure they're going to show that somewhere, somehow,
oh,
somewhere.
oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, definitely shout out to Clay Green and Danny
Oh my
Thompson,
gosh!
you know, for
But
canceling each
no, but
other
no,
out.
seriously though, like big shout outs to Clay Thompson. He was
Clay
he
Green.
was the warrior. Like him and KD were the warriors of this series. Like without what they did, whether it was an emotional jolt or just balling out like crazy in Clay's case, this would have been a 5 game series.
And I'm
Because
hoping that,
it would have been a sweep. Had game 3 and 4 worked the way that they did, and had Toronto not missed all those shots in game 2, this would have been a sweep. It would have been bitter sweet that it'd be a sweep.
yeah, and it's interesting to see how this all played out with Clay Green. And for people who don't know,
Clay.
um, you know, I'm saying Clay Green and Danny Thompson
Yep,
because I believe wholeheartedly
that they're the
that
same people.
they're the same person. You know, Clay gets hot, but I don't feel like Danny gets the shots like Clay does.
He doesn't get as much
Um,
shot selection, but Clay can sort of make his own shots.
I don't think so. And I think Clay is taking. See, the difference between Clay and Steph is that Steph, as I mentioned yesterday, and I hope people get a chance to take a listen, Steph is a great mix between Steve Kerr and Reggie Miller. I mean, run, shoot, where Clay has just kind of embodied the Reggie Miller aspect of it. Um, and that's what makes this whole Splash Brothers thing phenomenal.
Yes.
With Danny Green, I feel it's the same thing. I feel like he doesn't run around
Mm.
as much as Reggie used to, but I feel
Oh,
like
absolutely
if
not.
a
I
team
mean,
if a
not as
yeah, if
much
a
as
team wanted
Reggie
to,
nor Rip Hamilton.
right, yeah, Rip
We gotta show
Hamilton, and
respect to Rip Hamilton too, because you know, he was the successor of that
he
crown.
was. He was. There's no question about it. I won't even hate on him. But ultimately, you know, Fred Peoples Van Fleet, big shout out to
Can't
him. Any other shout
believe
outs you
you
want to
did
give?
that, man. I can't believe you did that to me, man. And by the way, for those that don't know, there was a posting to show the NBA Finals MVP voting results. Kawhi
Hmm.
Leonard was one vote away from being unanimous as the MVP. You want to guess who Hubie Brown of ESPN Radio chosen as his candidate for NBA Finals MVP?
It would have to be either Kyle Lowry or Van Vliet.
I'm gonna do it like RVD. It was Fred Van Vliet.
I thought you was gonna say Fred Peoples Van Vliet.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave that all
Uh,
to you, sir. All to you.
wow.
I'm gonna let you have all of that.
Wow.
Once you have all that. But no, yeah, that's about it. I know, Wednesday we're gonna do a much more detailed, in-depth analysis of things. Definitely give an update on the injuries on the Warriors side. I know Danny Green caught a wicked hit on the jaw as well too. So we'll see if
Mm-hmm.
if he's dealing with any complications with that, because it looked like he was just really really woozy. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
so much can happen with that.
Yeah, and I think we also have a boxing match this weekend, if I'm not
Yes, we
mistaken, as
do.
well, with Tyson Fury. Um, is that guy's name Schwartz?
Yes,
It is Schwartz. Okay.
yes, it's gonna
So
be
yeah,
another fun boxing match.
we'll get a chance to talk about that as well.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think we'll have a pretty good show next week. I hope people
Can't
tune
wait.
in.
I can't wait. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. We're gonna go to bed because we still gotta go to work tomorrow. The
That's
hype
right.
was real. Big congrats
Oh
to
yeah.
we the North Toronto Raptors. Congrats to Kawhi Leonard for winning his second NBA championship, being the third person in NBA history to win, as far as like star player, of course, because they always track the star player, to win
Right.
a championship, NBA MVP, with a second team, with multiple teams,
Yeah,
joining
and hope
Kareem and LeBron.
and hopefully, speaking of LeBron doesn't, blow Kawhi's phone up, this evening and try to get him to come to LA. I'm hoping that,
You already know that's gonna be
he,
part of the storylines. Also, big shout outs
yeah.
to the Portland Trailblazers, whose Twitter account, and I don't know if you had a chance to look at this, their Twitter account sent out a congratulations to the Raptors. It says, "Congrats, Raptors. Love your northern neighbors."
Wow,
That was hilarious.
wow.
That was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, well, that was wrestling news, but can't do that.
That's for
Kawhi
the
Leonard on his second NBA Finals MVP. This is what I played basketball for. See, that right there, that's a statement. You're here to play basketball because you want to be the best. You want to win championships.
hmm.
Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, you can make all the money you want, but you'll be remembered for winning these championships. You
Right.
will. It's a fact. It's a fact. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wish you all a great night. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay tuned for the latest installment. 2 days away to 2 episodes away till the end of season 3 of Debate Amongst Friends. Make sure you check us out on Spreaker, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Player FM, iHeartRadio, and any and all podcast medians that you have on your Android and iOS devices. You can follow us at Debate Amongst Friends on all of our social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know what else. There's so many of them out there. Periscope. Big shout out to our Periscope people out there as well too. We don't want to forget you. And you can follow myself at Professor John Gotti on Instagram and on Twitter. That podcasting beast at TL
Hmm.
Double. We'll catch you all later, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, anything else you want to tell them?
Yeah, make sure to catch us, like you said, on all of our social media platforms. Also, Gaming Amongst Friends, marking out amongst friends for all the marks and smarts, the wrestling enthusiasts who, want either all elite or world entertainment. We provide it all with the marking crew. And
Oh my
also,
goodness.
look out for some
I
other
just
prize
forgot that
projects.
Jeremy Lin won his first championship as well.
Oh my God, not Jeremy Lin.
Yeah, boy!
Well, really your boy, but I get it.
No. We both
It's
know
because
how I felt about that.
he didn't have a left when he played for the Knicks. And he's still
No, it was
hating.
because everyone kept, drinking the Kool-Aid.
He was a good player, man. I mean, you have to give him his credit.
Oh no, I'm not. Once again, I don't take anything away from him. nothing. Well, he's not my boy.
That's your boy, man. Stop
Oh,
it.
stop it.
Why don't you knock it off?
Oh, my goodness.
But shut that radio down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And like we always say, goodbye. Mwah. And to all, a good